Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? Would anybody like a chicken tender? Ooh, so today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious chicken tenders. It's a nice easy recipe, sort of similar to the recipe I use for fish and chips. The only difference is I'm going to be using a lime seltzer instead of beer, because the lime pairs very well with the chicken and we don't have to worry about the alcohol in the food for the children. Not that to be that much anyway, but still. These are going to be very delicious, and I hope you get a chance to try them. As far as the chemistry goes, we have that nice Maillard reaction going on with the browning. We have the starch that I added to the batter that's going to form that matrix with the flour and congeal and make it nice and crispy and delicious. Yes, we're sort of fast forwarding in time so we can see these beautiful chicken tenders. So stay with me today. So I'm going to show you how to make these. You're going to love them. Hey everybody, so today I want to show you a nice quick easy recipe. Make some chicken tenders using, well, you can really use any chicken you want, but I usually use actual chicken tender breast, or just any proportion of the breast cut up pretty thin. So it's a pretty simple basic recipe, and I think your whole family is going to love it. So this is going to be a little different than my recipe for the fish and chips, because chicken is a little bit more delicate and it likes sort of acidic flavors like lime and lemon, so I use a lime seltzer instead of the beer in this recipe, and I also add some panko breadcrumbs to give it a little more texture in the batter. So let's make it. So we'll start with about a cup of flour. Depends on how many you want to make. If you want to make more, obviously you can double the recipe. I'm going to add about a quarter cup of, just going to eyeball this at this time, of cornstarch. Cornstarch gives it that nice crispy texture. And by the way, I'll be also frying this in extra light olive oil and avocado oil, a little mix. So there's my salsa. I'm going to put some breadcrumbs, about a quarter cup breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs. About half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put too much salt. And you can always salt them later, right? Some pepper. Black pepper. You can use white pepper if you want. You can use cayenne pepper, whatever you like. And probably about a good, just coat the batter with a little garlic powder. Probably going to do about a teaspoon or so. Okay. So we got our dry ingredients mixed up together a little bit. Then we're going to add our salsa to that. It's going to make it nice and foamy. And don't add the whole thing, just kind of add a little bit of time and see how it goes. And you want it to be quite a bit thinner than like a pancake batter. You can really smell that garlic powder. So I've added probably 10 ounces of that can. And I'm seeing that the batter looks just about right. So you can see the consistency, that's about what you're looking for. Try and break up the rest of that cornstarch. Okay, so now we're ready to start cooking these. So I have some chicken breasts, a couple chicken breasts I'm going to cut up. Now, you don't want to cut them the long way, because that's the way the grain is going, the muscle fibers go. So it'll be stringy if you cut them like that. So the trick is, I find out, if you cut them against the grain, sort of little pieces like that or so. You want them too thick because they take longer to cook, and then it'll start to dry out. So you want them to be able to cook fast, so you can cut them sort of thin. Now when you get to, you want to make sure to dry these pieces off really well before you introduce them to the batter. So we're going to do that. And what I'll do is I'll kind of put them onto a plate so I can transfer them over into the batter. And you might notice I use a smaller pot because I'm not making too much, and oil is very expensive. So if you use a big pan, you're going to have to waste a lot of oil. And I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I do this kind of thing, shut off the fan, I don't always have an opportunity to use oil again, so it's kind of a waste. So there you have it. So I got my batter ready. Let's see if it's the oil is hot enough. Just going to take a tiny bit of batter, just drop it in and see what happens. I think we're going to need to warm it up just a little bit more. So you want to see it fizzle real quick when it goes into the batter and rises, starting to rise to the top, but it needs to be a little bit hotter. So I'll let that get hot. So let's start adding some pieces. Not too many at once, because every piece you add kind of lowers the temperature of the oil. I'm trying to grab it from the, get the excess batter off. Grab it from the skinny side. Just kind of gradually let it fall into the oil. Again, if you want to use a big pan at home, I say go right ahead. You don't want to waste all that oil. So there we go. It's looking good so far. Okay, so these are coming along pretty good. I've checked them and not sticking to the bottom, which is great. Batter's getting nice and crispy. I'll let them cook about 3 minutes or so, maybe 4. So once again, if you put too many at once, the oil temperature will go down and will slow down the cooking. So you just have to be patient with it. Let's turn that baby over. Turn that one over. Looking good. Okay, these I think are ready. We're going to take them out. This is again why you don't want to make them too thin. And one thing you like to do too is just about as soon as you take them out, you want to salt them. Yeah, these ones are looking really nice. They're nice and crispy. Take these ones out. Try not to spill in the burner. That's when you get all that smoke in the kitchen. I'm my best try not to do that. And we'll salt this batch up a little bit too. All right. Okay, while those are cooking, we'll just make a little honey mustard sauce. You can use anything you want, whatever your favorite is. Favorite barbecue sauce. And it's very easy, just do about equal parts of honey and mustard of your choice. Just mix it up. I might go a little heavier on the honey because I love honey. We're just going to mix that up. Again, you can use whatever your favorite is. All ready to go. And this batch is ready too. Take these out. These ones might be cooked just a little bit more, but that's okay. Those people like a little extra crispy. Looks like we'll be able to get our last batch going now. All right. So we can finish cooking our chicken tenders. As you can see, it's a fairly easy recipe and it doesn't take that long to prepare. It's also relatively healthy because the batter is very thin. It's not a lot of heavy batter on the outside. Nice and thin and light and also very crispy, delicious. And you can pair that obviously with your favorite sauce. I just made a quick little honey mustard just by combining about equal parts of honey and mustard. And let's give it a try and see how it is. And just eat these without the sauce. Crunchy and delicious. Chicken inside is so moist. You can't get them like this. And the only way you can get them fresh like this is to cook them at home. Hear that crunch? So good. Okay, guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you get a chance to try this at home. Thank you, and God bless.